There's tons of them. The Chamber of Commerce Citizen of the Year. I am so proud, Mia. If you're in the car, do not jump up and down. They chose one of us guys. Yes, Margie Miller, the head of City News Group. She got it. Yes.
Yay!
She was flabbergasted. She got up there. She gave a lovely speech. She thanked everybody. She thanked her husband Jim and this and that. So one of our own.
Yeah.
We brought it in. Yeah. So there you go. We got that all done. Now let's get back to the program. Okay. Now we're talking about earthquakes. You ready, Mia?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All earthquakes.
Okay, now, Zach, you and I and Barbara were talking about the bags to be ready in case of fire. What you should grab, ready, set, go. Them bags. Now, should we use the same thing for earthquake, too?
That's the nice thing is what you build for fire also works for earthquake. And the only thing really with an earthquake is you might want to add is a blanket, a sleeping bag, maybe a small tent, depending on how far you have to travel, how big your vehicle is. Most of the stuff goes between both bags. So if you get that basic set of clothes, some comfort food we talked about, hey, even maybe a book or a game to play, any of your critical ID documents, all that, that's the same thing you want to put in your earthquake kit. Mm-hmm. And look at, like we talked about, there's also the gloves you want to have, the hat, maybe dust masks, some goggles. And something to think about as you do your preparedness, you don't have to spend a fortune to do this. The dollar stores, any of your home improvement stores, they're always doing sales. Walmart always has sales. We've got enough different retail outlets. You can go find stuff on sale, and you don't have to go out. We see this all the time. People will see an advertisement. Hey, look, $250 for this earthquake preparedness kit. It's a good kit, but with the way the economy is today, can you afford that? Especially if if you're building for a family of 4 or 5, whatever it may be. The easiest way to do your preparedness kit. Spend a few dollars every month. You go to the store, buy 5 or 6 extra cans of tuna or soup or whatever you may want to get. You go to the hardware store this week, buy an extra tarp. You go to the camping or an outdoor supply, find one of their sleeping bags that's on sale. I mean, this is Southern California. You really don't need the -5-degree sleeping bag. Mm-hmm. The 30-degree sleeping bag is perfect for 90% of what we do here. You can get those. You see those on sale all the time for $15, $20. At some of the different stores that are out there. Pick a couple of those up for you. That will take care of most of your sheltering. And the big difference between fire and earthquake sheltering, in an earthquake, if you don't have to evacuate, you don't need to. You can what we call shelter in place in your home. So you want to stock up food. You want to stock water. The other thing we hadn't talked about yet is make sure in your go kit that you take with you, the kit you put in your car, what you have for your house, have a first aid kit.
Definitely.
You can go to any
You
number.
should always have one in your car no matter what. Any day
Amen.
of the week you
I
should
was
have.
just gonna
I don't
say
go.
that.
My car always has a first aid kit. Mm-hmm. You should always never be without a first aid kit in the car.
And also, I want to bump in talking about the first aid kit. I did this, and Mia, unfortunately it happened to her not too long ago. I was always telling them, when your vehicle, that's another one, somebody should check. If you are on a fourth of a tank, guys, this goes out to every guy in the nation. Listen, if you got a fourth of a tank or less, don't wait till the next morning. Fill it up. Always have at least a half a tank or more of gas in that vehicle.
Well, I must be a guy then, because I'm fuming it into the gas.
Bev, I have to agree with you completely on that one.
Thank you.
Keep fuel in the vehicle. What happens? I mean, let's look at how many of you remember, I believe it was 2-3 years ago, we had that huge power outage in San Diego County. Remember when they blew the power plant in Arizona? All of a sudden, San Diego, Southern California, there's no power. What people suddenly discovered driving home, all these people from Orange County, LA, Riverside driving home to San Diego suddenly got down into south of Temecula into Oceanside, Fallbrook, thinking, oh, yeah, I'll get home, I'll get gas there. All of a sudden, they pull into the gas station on fumes. There's no power.
Uh-huh.
Even if they can get a generator to turn the pumps on, everything is integrated in electronics now. So if they can't run the credit card machine, and it can't see the credit card machine can't get to the internet to check your card, they can't give you gas. So
even if you had cash and walked in, if somebody with a register, they can't even use a register without the power.
So all of a sudden, you're sitting 50, 60 miles from home on fumes. What do you do?
Mm-hmm.
We had multiple cases where people had actually driven down into San Diego, found that out, drove all the way back up to Temecula just to refuel so they could make sure they could get out the next day.
And so do it the day before. Be a Girl Scout. Be prepared. And also everything that all of us are telling you now for the back of your vehicle. Mia, this is where you came in when I was talking about it. Make sure you have gas. Check the fluids in your vehicle, guys. It doesn't take long. They have them little sticks there for the power steering and for the oil, and they have a stick for that, a stick for this. Check it. Make sure the pressure in your tires are there properly. If it's not, your car's going to go wobbly, 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 and that's not a good, right? Also, have your emergency kit in that vehicle 24/7. And remember, you and I kept on pounding this during the summertime. You're down that road. If you break down, get that car off that road as far as possible, and then in the back and get the heck out of the car. Why? Mm-hmm. You can't be replaced. Your car can be replaced because that traffic is moving 90, 100 miles an hour. They plow into you. Night, night. Right?
If you're going to get out of your car, especially on the freeway, we see this happen all the time in L.A., if you're going to get out of the car and get your car over on the shoulder as far as you can, turn your hazards on, if you're going to get out of the car, don't stand behind the car because that now puts you between the car and what's going to hit it. Get to the passenger side of the car, get as far up the shoulder off the side as you can, and stay out of the way.
And also have a folding chair, have some kind of an umbrella, have a blanket in there, right? Why? Because if it's summertime, even now, it gets hot out there. Get up on the shoulder like we were just saying, and have that chair. If you're sitting there for a while for AAA or whomever you call to come to rescue you, the umbrella will keep the sun off in you. If you have children or elderly people, it's the same thing. And have a food kit. Have that picnic basket. This is
wine glasses.
No, not wine, but water.
Emergency kit, wine.
Right, and Mia, one time she was going up the hill up home, and her car broke down. She heard what she said. She heard my voice in her head, and I apologized for her. But she did what I did, and she was safe. Yeah. And then I just got that we have a 3-minute mark here, guys. We're getting down now. Also, before we have to end this, all right. Barbara, real quick, what is the most important thing that they do for their insurance for their homes at this moment?
Well, the thing that I'm struggling with is that people aren't taking care of their home. So I agree with Zach. Daniel goes out and does these inspections, and we do random inspections, and the carrier's doing random inspections. The gutters are full of leaves. What do you mean, my gutter? Just, So they need to take care of their home. They need to understand that that's their biggest asset, right? So let's take care of it because stuff happens.
It does.
Well, and just on the gutter item, okay, you're an older person. You can't get up. There's tools you can get that'll attach to your hose, stick up in the gutter, and clean the gutter for you.
Correct.
Have a neighbor
simple.
Come over, a neighbor child. Have
that's what kids are good for.
Yeah, one of your children or something. Call the Cub Scouts or the Boy Scouts. Have them do it and feed them lunch.
But before we run out of time, Bev, one quick item I want to hit on. Make sure in your personal kit and especially your vehicle kit you have flashlights. If you have a flashlight, change the batteries. Batteries do not last forever.
You hear that?
Yeah.
So make sure, and my recommendation is go with the LED flashlights. They last longer, they're brighter, they do better. Also, I just want to real quickly throw out a website for everyone, www.sbcfire.org.
One more time, please.
sbcfire.org or ready, READY.gov. Those two sites have a tremendous amount of downloadable handouts and lists on how to build disaster kits, how to put things together. And if you contact the county fire department, we'd be happy to work with you to answer questions and provide any information we can.
Well, Zach, thank you so much. Can we have you back someday?
I would love to.
Good. Barbara, can we have you back someday?
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody, there's a big veterans event tomorrow in Beaumont City Hall, 9 a.m. to 1. You have to come and find out what your VA benefits are. Be there. I'll be there.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Mia, thanks for calling. I'll
You're
talk
welcome.
to everybody next week, same time, same station. Ciao.
when I'm with you.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.